Me again, hello. Right, here I am up a ladder. Right, so this is our 3.5 metre pod in gold that's going down to sunny France, believe it or not. Yeah, Ben's taking this to France, so happy days. Okay, so this is the apex. I'm going to do my best to show you. So you can see that the main legs bolt go underneath, and then everything's bolted through the top. So it goes bolt, apex, leg, nut. Okay. While I'm here, this is the bearing and bits and pieces all back together, so you can sort of see how this is going to look. Yours is going to be slightly different because this is this is like our phase 1 pod that we had. But I shall try and give you a look around just to give you an idea, so you can sort of see. Okay, right, let's come down, bear with me, excuse the mess as well. Okay, so in here you can see the 17s coming through. What we do is, I mentioned to you about a light. So on this particular leg where we've got this cable coming through, the legs are hollow, so you can run your cable, comes up from inside down there. We drill a hole, which you'll have, which you put your grommet in, run your cable in through that, and up into here, and then out and into your light, which then goes up onto there. Sorry, crap filming. Right, so that's that bit. Goalposts. Remember I mentioned them earlier? These are your goalposts here. Okay, I'm going to come down because I can't see them very well. So just to give you an idea, there they are. Goalposts. So they're all held up with 13 mils. But, so for example, this one here, you've got a goalpost either side. Sorry, goalpost either side. But it's the same bolt that runs through, nut and bolt. Then obviously whatever colour you go for on your powder coat, you want to try and match it with your 13mm nut covers. Just really finishes it off nice. But obviously I can't supply those because I don't know what colours you're going to have, but you can get them on eBay. You know, they're about £10 a bag, it's nothing, but it finishes it nice. Right, that's that bit. What else have I got to show you? Right, let's go outside now. So this is that's the threshold I was talking to you about. Let's just do a quick walk round. Excuse the mess, sorry, we're in the process of moving out. This is our door, which slides round. Gadonk. Okay. Right, so just remember what I said about the cleats. So there's a leg with a cleat. So we've got 5 legs with cleats. That's 1, and it goes round to the next one 2, so on and so forth, right? So what you need to do, with the 3 that don't have cleats, you need to work out where you want the door and what way you want the door. So for example, on this particular pod, we decided that we wanted the door to go to the right. So this is the entrance to the door here. So if you look down there, that's number 5 cleat there in the corner. Then this is our first leg, same at the top, but without the cleat. Then it goes another one there, and a third one. This is the next bit as round, because if you didn't, what would happen is the door butts out onto the cleat, and then obviously you can't open the door. So that's quite important. You need to know which way you want the door to go, and obviously do the corresponding legs. That's the third one now. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So hope that makes sense. What else we got? So inside, like I say, threshold, they're the bottom arms, all the same, all the way around to there. Again, I've put the caps on, which I think finishes it off quite nicely. Right, another top tip. Okay, so you've got it powder coated. you're starting to put it together. You've got your acro up, you got your, you know which way your door's going to open, so you know exactly where the legs are going to go, and you're starting to put it together, okay? Now, I recommend start from the top and work down, okay? So 17's in first, then your goalposts, and then move on to the bottoms, okay? But what I would add is keep everything loose, okay? You will need to move the main arms around to get the goalposts in for one. And once they're in, just again, 13 mils, keep everything loose. You don't do the final tighten until you've got the polycarbonate in. You need that movement in the frame to get the poly in, because it can be a fight, okay? We've tried to do it with everything tight, and believe me, it is hard work. Do not do it, okay? So, yeah, top tip. What else can I tell you? Just think. No, I think that's kind of it. Then once I mean, we're talking about the poly. I'm gonna do a video because I'm actually taking this one apart for Ben. So I think what I'll do is I'll do another video. I know I'm taking it apart, and that's not really the way I want to show you, but I haven't got one to put together, so I can't show you that really. But I want to show you sort of how we get the poly in and out. Again, it can be quite brutal, so don't be scared with what you see. It's not, you know, it's not for the faint-hearted. The door. So once we've got our poly in, again, that's for another time. But the door. So what you want to do with the door is, again, you probably need a couple of three of you, maybe a workbench or something. Put the apex. It's probably easier to say with the door down, but you want to almost build the frame again. Keep it loose, same as the pod. Get your poly in. When you're happy with the poly, then you do it up. Then you mount it to the top on the apex. But only at that point you put it up there, because it's you can imagine that door, it does weigh a bit. You know, the whole pod. Never weighed one, but I'm guessing it's about, you know, something between. It's got to be nigh on half a ton, give or take. So it's, you know, it's pretty hefty. Once you've got the pod down with those cleats, you might have noticed there's a hole running through the middle of them. It's entirely up to you. We do, while we're here, I might as well say it. Those holes, the big hole in the middle, if it's going on to, I don't know, decking or whatever, just bolt it down. Just make sure it's not going to go anywhere. I'd also run a line of, well, it depends what colour your pod is, but, you know, let's assume it's a neutral colour or whatever. Clear silicone, inside and out. Just a nice bead of silicone all the way around, just to make it watertight. I would also, I'm actually thinking about it while we're talking of silicone, at the top where the 17s are on the apex, I've had one occasion whereby water, not quite know how, I think it was driving rain, got into one of the bolts at the top, and it was running down the leg. So again, whilst you've got your silicone gun out, get up the top there and just put a big blob of silicone on the outside of those 17mm bolts, just to make sure. It might happen, it may never happen again, but, you know, I'd rather you do it now than later. Then it's just a case of screwing the top plate on, which again, the main disc, it's the big one, that goes over the top, keeps everything nice at the top. You might want to put if you've got a big pot of grease or something, maybe put some grease on that bearing just to keep any moisture out, it'll help. On the underside, again, as the disc goes up, and you use that metal hook that I showed you earlier, just to hold that plate up. Again, it covers all those bolts, keeps them out of sight. Yeah, so that's the general gist of it anyway. So, well, hopefully you'll have success. If not, you've all got my number. Give us a shout, and I'll hopefully be able to talk you through it. All right, thanks for listening to me waffle. And as soon as I've done the video for the polycarbonates, I'll stick it on here. All right, take care, bye.